Once upon a time, before it had 263 stores, before it sent out 50 million catalogs a year, long before the Williams-Sonoma name meant a $3 billion retail conglomerate whose stock is traded on the New York Stock Exchange, before most Americans knew high-end cookware like this even existed. In 1953, a man named Chuck Williams, who lived in Sonoma, California, and loved to cook, took his first trip to France. So when you went to Paris, you saw these and fell in love?
Yeah. I saw them and thought, this is something we need in America.
So he figured out how to import French kitchenware never seen here before and opened a shop.
This we put down recently.
It's something of a tourist attraction, this little shrine to foodie history in the window of what's now a frame gallery.
I have a couple books that I wanted to show you.
Chuck Williams is 94 now and still coming to work every day. He's a kind of senior ambassador for the San Francisco-based lifestyle empire that bears his name. Back in 1956, Chuck Williams was practically alone, out there with just a few other food world pioneers, like chefs James Beard and later Julia Child, teaching Americans new ways of cooking. Limited edition, 90 years. You've seen those KitchenAid stand mixers. And so did you get the first one?
I got the first one.
It was Chuck Williams who convinced the company to sell them to home cooks. So you deserve the first one of these.
Yeah.
You earned it.
I earned it.
Remember, there weren't cookware shops everywhere then. Before Williams-Sonoma, hardly anybody had ever heard of a whisk.
No, there was only professional chefs. That's a lemon reamer that I found in England 30 years ago.
Williams-Sonoma was a revelation to home cooks used to seeing drab, tinny pots and pans piled up on tables in hardware stores. All of these pans, the handles stick out and go to the right.
Those people are right-handed, and so they pick it up and look at it.
Looking at his early life, nothing and everything seemed to prepare Chuck Williams to be one of the titans of the American food revolution. Born in Florida in 1915, he had a tough childhood, made tougher by the Depression. By the time he was a teenager, he was on his own, working his way through high school at a California date farm. He does remember enjoying learning to cook from his grandmother, who owned a restaurant. During World War II, Williams repaired warplanes in East Africa and India. In 1947, he settled in Sonoma and taught himself to build houses. He built them, lived in them, and then sold them for nearly a decade before opening his shop, a couple of blocks from the town square. You had your dog?
My dog took a liking to come over here and watching the ducks.
A Belgian shepherd named Bill, the dog went to work with Williams even after he moved the shop to downtown San Francisco in 1958.
Customers found that, I had the dog.
Did they ever drop off their own dogs?
Yes, they dropped their own dog for me to take care of, their kids for me to take care of.
The store became a destination.
This is the first catalog.
Prices have changed. Oh, my Lord, a copper saucepan, $6.35?
They probably add the 2 zeros onto that now.
By 1972, Williams was sending out thousands of catalogs. He took on partners, borrowed money, opened more stores, and that's when things went very wrong.
Actually, Chuck wasn't running the company. His partners had hired a fellow to run the company. Chuck was just kind of here, and they had pushed him off to the side.
Enter Oklahoma entrepreneur Howard Lester. In 1978, he bought the nearly bankrupt Williams-Sonoma.
We're very fortunate that we're able to talk Chuck into staying and being a partner here.
Lester ran the business. He let Chuck Williams do what he liked to do best: prepare the catalogs, write the cookbooks, and pick the merchandise.
Right from the beginning, I chose the tools that really worked.
So something that's tricky doesn't get into the store.
No.
I think Chuck understood not only the quality and the functionality and the design of the item, but he understood how to sell it in a very sophisticated way.
2 years ago, you had our red onion confit in your catalog, and that really gave us a national presence for our product lines.
The Girl in the Fig restaurant in Sonoma gets its share of celebrities.
So I bet you're hungry.
But owner Sandra Bernstein is genuinely starstruck when Williams comes in for lunch.
Joe Mattis St. George cheese
Oh,
and a little
Ooh,
jamon.
doesn't that look good?
He's adorable, and I know I made a fool out of myself kind of flubbering all over him, but he is really an icon and just has done so much for the food business and for home cooks and for everybody.
And that's a lot more than just selling people pots and pans.
Birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
On his 94th birthday in October, they made a big fuss over Chuck Williams at Williams Sonoma headquarters.
To you. And many
Thank you.
He never married. He gives his money to culinary and medical charities. These people are really his family. This place, his home.
If you love what you do, then the world will fall in love with you.
Well, that certainly happened with you.
Well, I've been doing that for 94 years.
People love Chuck. You know, they have wristbands that say, "What would Chuck do?"
Thank you for doing it, because you changed the whole face of how America cooks and serves.
What would Chuck do? What he's been doing all along. Selling people possibilities.
See you.
Very nice to see you.